PTE speaking, now people need 88 in order to get those 8 bands. To get those 88, you need precision in all the modules, and especially after the recent updates. There have been multiple changes in the back end of the system, and if you understand the changes and the tips and tricks for all the modules, taking that 88 becomes easier than ever before. Want to understand the pro tips for each and every module of the PTE speaking? Make sure you watch the video till the end. Hey everybody, Nakul here from SKILLS PTE Academic. Really hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm back with yet another super awesome packed video on the PTE speaking pro tips for the new changes 2025 update. Well, before we get into the video, if not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button anytime you need online assistance. It's a paid assistance. The WhatsApp link is in the description of the video. Recently we launched our new AI portal, www.skillsptewithnakul.com. You can log into the website and start practicing, because this portal will give you the similar scores that you get in the main exam. We also have launched 4 ebooks. The links for all the ebooks are in the description of this video. You can click on any of the links, buy it as a combo and avail some discount. And recently we released our Skills Pro AI, the app specifically for the spelling, vocabulary, grammar and collocation. It is now out for both Android and iPhone. The link for the app is also in the description of this video. Alright, without any further delay, let's straight away get right into the PTE speaking pro tips for the new changes. Alright, so this is our portal. What I'm going to do is I'll take each and every section of the PTE speaking, give you the complete pro tips with respect to the new changes, and show you how to speak so that you can implement the same and get the same scores in the exam. Starting from read aloud. Read aloud earlier contributed approximately 30 to 35 marks towards your speaking and reading both, but now it's not the case anymore. Max of 5 to 6, or in the worst case 8 to 10, and not more than that, only to speaking. This module is not going to give you marks to reading. As a result, it's not a priority. Now, how to speak? You just speak the way you want it by maintaining a rhythm without compromising on the fluency. Content, 1 or 2 words here and there, you mess it up, you introduce a new word, you mispronounce, misinterpret, that should be totally fine. Don't worry too much about it. As long as you give some 80% of the content correctly, that should be more than enough. Alright, let's take up one question over here. Railway station. So you will get some 35 seconds to prepare. Once 35 seconds is done, you will have to start speaking. How to speak, I'll show you even with the latest changes. A railway station is a facility that has railway tracks or lines for trains to carry passengers or from one place to another. There are different kinds of railway stations. Some are above ground while some are underground. I missed 2-3 words. If I do that, will that be a problem with respect to recent updates? 100% no. There are no issues. You misinterpret, no issues. You add more words, you delete 1 or 2 words, should not be a problem as long as your flow is perfect. You see here, fluency 5 to 5, context 5 to 5, pronunciation, you don't have to worry anything. Above 4 is a great score in our portal. We have this enable Nova engine. It's Nakul's optimized voice analyzer, which will give you this monotone. This is very, very important. If you have got some intonations, you may see 5 fluency, 5 context, 5 pronunciation here. Even in the mock test you may see 90, but if the monotone is not there in the exam, you will have a trouble. We have not added this to the scoring because we don't know how much to reduce. Hope you are getting it, but definitely that will have an impact. Monotone should be S. Large pitch variations up to 5 it is allowed. If it is more number of intonations, large pitch variations, then the marks will go down. So this is the tool that helps you how to perform read aloud, and not just read aloud. Whatever I'm going to tell you here gets applicable throughout the speaking section. Okay, and then your pitch, mine is 161, it should be 140 to 200 for a male candidate. If it's 120, 110, 190, then trust me, whatever you do, there can't be much marks in the exam, because we have seen people struggling even when they do it perfectly because of this heavy voice. Their marks has gone down. So idea is simple, you have to get to 140, you can thin your tone. Market research, a little thin, not like completely like a girl, a little thin. The pitch goes up. For a female candidate, usually it should not be an issue, but let's say you also have a very thicker voice. Try to ensure it is crossing 200. One major mistake what people end up doing is to shout so that the pitch goes up. When you shout, first thing is you will not get marks. Your pronunciation, fluency, everything gets altered. Your naturality goes for a toss, and you not only destroy yourself, you also make sure to destroy others' life and scores. So please don't do it. Now we'll go to repeat sentence. Repeat sentence, not much of the changes except for one change. Earlier it contributed some 30 marks towards your speaking and listening both. Now it still contributes 30 marks to listening, but for speaking, unfortunately, they've introduced some new extra modules. So obviously the weightage of repeat sentence towards speaking should come down. Now it has come down by half. Probably you can expect some 14 to 15 marks towards your speaking, but the same 30 marks towards your listening. Apart from that, not much of the changes. 50 to 60% of the content, if it is matching, you end up getting full scores. Let me explain more in detail. Let's take up a particular question. Alright, now we'll take up one repeat sentence question wherein I try to speak some 50-60% and not more than that. Let's see how much marks do I get.
Geography is generally divided into two branches, human and physical.
Geography is generally divided into two branches. I've spoken only 76 or 70%. Last 3 words I skipped. So let's see how much marks do I get, and let's do some analysis. So I've got fluency 5, great. Content 2 out of 3, great. Pronunciation anything above 4 is a good one. So usually what happens, whether you get 2 out of 3 for the content or 3 out of 3 for the content, it is not going to make much difference because one repeat sentence contribute 3 marks in the end and not 5, 3, 2 and all. Overall average will be for 3 marks. If you get content 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3, the average will be either 3 out of 3 or 2.8 or 2.6, which will end up giving you 3 out of 3 only. But the point is, don't try to implement this speaking 50-60% for a very short audio. If the audio itself has 6 words and you try to speak just 3 words, then don't expect a good score. Marks will go down. Implement this only for lengthy audios. Probably if the audio already has 10 words, then you speak 6-7 words, it works. Audio has 12 words, you speak 7-8 words, it works. Audio has 6 words, you speak 2-3 words, then again marks will go down. Remember this. So as far as the new update is concerned, to get 88 speaking, you can still apply this method and get 2 out of 3 for the content and still get 88 or 90 out of 90 for the speaking, and this is what it is all about. The next is describe image. After the recent update, templates are banned. You cannot use templates, but you can use structures. You have to speak for more than 20 seconds. You speak less than 20 seconds, again marks will slowly drop down. Probably 20-30% of the marks further will go down. At least minimum 3 key content you need to speak from the image. You cannot use some generic answers, mechanical answers. I can say blue color, black color, pink color. Today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday, my 40-second is up. All those you cannot use. Meaning templates are banned. You cannot use generic answers. You gotta try, you gotta put your effort and do it. The software will definitely reward you. Content is not a very high priority, meaning you don't have to give great content. Any content is fine. As long as you try to speak from the image without any fumbles, you end up getting full scores. Fluency is 5, but content is 6 marks. In many of the other portals, I'm still seeing content as 90, fluency as 90. It cannot be for 90. Remember, fluency is for 5, content is for 6 marks, not 5. If you need to get 6 out of 6, then you need to give some good content, meaning at least some 3 key content from the picture. You don't give 3 key ideas, 3 key content. Let's say you give 1 key content or 2 key content. Accordingly, the marks will drop down. But don't worry too much about the content when you speak. Let's say you misinterpret, it's okay. You mispronounced, it's okay. There was an important thing that you missed, it's totally fine. As long as you just speak some 3 things. And even if you speak by mistake wrong, it's totally fine. Don't do it intentionally. But make sure your fluency is all perfect. And some 3 key content, you end up getting full score. So what do? We'll just take up a random describe image. Now I'll take up probably pie chart. I'll try not to use a template. I'll use a structure. I'll not use something very generic. I'll try to speak 3 key content from the picture. I'll take up probably the 5th question, pie chart. I'll start speaking. So it's IT company workforce by department. We have marketing experience 7% people, software developers and freshers 34.9. It's okay. I think I can start speaking. 3 key things is what I need, but I try to speak everything because it's very simple. The image represents pie chart that gives information about IT company workforce by department and experience of the employees across different categories such as marketing experienced, HR, software development experienced, marketing freshers, finance freshers, HR freshers and software development freshers. From the picture, it is clear that the highest percentage is given to software development for freshers, which constitute 34.9%. Second in the list is software development experienced, which constitute 23.3%. Third in the list is marketing freshers with a value of 11.6% workforce. The last in the list are HR experienced, HR freshers and finance freshers with a value of close to 8% and less than 8%. So spoken for 39 seconds, not needed. 25 to 30 seconds is enough. But like I told you, less than 20 seconds you speak, marks will go down. So let's submit it. It will on an average take 8 to 10 seconds because we're doing a lot of background checks. Alright, I think I've got fluency 4.5. Anything above 4 is a great score. Context 5.6, I've spoken everything. 5, anything above 5 is a great score. Pronunciation 5 to 5. Monotonous. This is what it is. Any 3 key things or whatever you can, you speak without compromising on the fluency. What we'll do, we will take up bar graph and try to speak the same. 3 key things is what I'm going to speak. I'll just open the bar number 5. Alright, so we have a bar graph. Population from January to April in 2022. 3 things is what I need to speak. I'll take up dolphins in the month of January and dolphins in the month of February. Bears in the month of January and bears in the month of February. Whales in the month of probably January and whales in the month of February. That should be enough. I'm starting it. The image provided is a bar graph that gives information about population of the whales creatures from January to April in 2002 across January, February, March and April. 3 different categories of animals given are dolphins, bears and whales. From the picture it is clear that in the month of January, dolphins have a population of 50,000. However, in the month of February, they have a population close to 125,000 to 130,000. Bears, on the other hand, on the month of January has a population of close to 100,000. However, in the month of February, they have a population of close to 125,000. Whales, however, has a population of highest close to 150,000 in the month of January. However, in the month of February, they have the least with a value of 120,000. Okay, it's already over. We'll just submit and see. It will probably take around 8 to 10 seconds like I told you. Alright, so we have gotten this. It has come till whales, however, as a population of, I think most of it, 39-40 seconds have spoken. Context 5 out of 6 is more than enough. Sometimes it expects you to speak all the things like March and April, which is not possible. So 5 out of 6 is a great score for 89 or 88 or 90. Fluency 5, pronunciation 5. Like I told you, mention 3 things, and when you speak fluently. There should not be any problem towards getting that 88 or 90 in the speaking. You try to trick the software by speaking something mechanical response, like I told you before, some templated responses, some generic answers, and the marks will not come. Remember this. Now we will take up 1 Retell lecture, 1 summarized group discussion and 1 response situation as quickly as possible. So what I'll do is I'll open the question on my right hand side. I'll start taking the notes. Just observe as to how I do it. Alright, I'm taking up when your idle question. We will just ready with it. When you are idle, we listen for 3-4 seconds, write for 3-4 seconds. Do this for 4-5 times. Make sure we have some 4-5 sentences.
Idle, your thoughts turn negative. When you've got nothing that you're focused on, the supercomputer focuses on you. And because it's a problem-solving machine, it typically is looking for problems, and then it turns you into one. And so I love what Martha Beck is saying, because she's basically saying, anytime you're worried, anytime you're negative, it's a sign that your mind is now turning you into a problem. And we can change
it is a sign
by picking up a ball, and in her language, by doing something creative with your hands. She talked about how, like, just start planning the meal for tonight. Open up a cookbook and start flipping through it. And now what are you doing? You've thrown a ball. Your mind is now focused on solving the problem.
Your mind is now focused on solving a problem. Some 5-6 sentences I've written. We'll see how do I speak. The lecture was mainly about when you're idle. When you're idle, your thoughts turn negative. Next, a speaker explained about you got nothing, you're focused on, supercomputer turns you into one. Later, speaker mentioned that she's basically saying anytime you are worried or negative, it is a sign that picking up a ball by doing something creative using your hands. In the end, speaker also mentioned that open up a cookbook or start flipping, your mind is now focused on solving a problem. Almost 25 seconds we've spoken, 1, 2, 3, in the third one itself 3 sentences. I've written a lot, should be enough, but I was not up to my best because while I was writing, concentration was towards listening. As a result, I was not able to write better, as in enough flow, but this is enough. Whatever the speaker has told here in the transcript, more or less 90% of it is the same from what I've written. Content is 6 out of 6, fluency 5, pronunciation 4.99. If you're using our portal, you may end up getting fluency 0. Why? Because you're fumbling a lot. For every 2-3 fumbles, we reduce this much marks. And if you cross 20 fumbles, it will be 0 even in the exam. And context, some people may never see 6 out of 6 because you don't give enough content. At least some 30% of the content I would need from the question. Because right now, as per the recent update, content is not 5, content is 6, meaning they're expecting you to go an extra mile, and the similar thing has been done in our website as well. I also have seen other websites where they give content, fluency, pronunciation 90, 90, 90, 90, nobody can give marks. Fluency is 5, content is 6, and content getting 5 and getting 6, there should be still a lot of difference, because that's how it would be in the exam, especially if you want 88. Earlier you wanted 79, chalega, somehow you got it, but now you want 88. Here you get content 4 out of 6, let's say one written lecture in the exam, then it's not possible to get 88. So small things like this matter, and for that we have taken up the responsibility in our AI portal. You can definitely rely on the scores that you see. This I can tell you confidently, you can rely on the scores that you see. Now we will open summarize group discussion. I'll take a random question, cost of college. Alright, I'll just open the cost of college. I've already on my right hand side got this compartment, speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3. I'll try to write the respective speakers content inside that. Just like Retell lecture where we had written some 5-6 sentences, here we write 10 to 12 little lengthy sentences. We listen for 3-4 seconds and then start writing for the next 5-6 seconds. Same rule. The cost of college. Let's wait.
I've been thinking a lot about the cost of college lately. With tuition fees rising every year, I honestly think college should be free, at least for public universities.
I honestly think
education is a right, not a privilege.
I agree in principle, but how would it work financially? Someone has to pay for professors, buildings, technology. If students don't pay, wouldn't that burden just fall on taxpayers?
Not necessarily. Some countries already offer free or low-cost college, like Germany or Norway, and their economies seem to be doing fine. It's just about shifting priorities in the national budget.
It's just about
Exactly.
priority in the national
We spend
budget.
billions on other areas, but when it comes to education, suddenly it's too expensive.
In the national
Free college would open doors for so many people who can't afford it right now.
But don't you think it might reduce the value of a degree? Like, if everyone has one, won't it be less special or less competitive in the job market?
That's a common argument, but I don't buy it. The value of a degree should be based on knowledge and skills, not how much someone paid for it. If anything, more educated people means a stronger workforce.
And don't forget student debt. People graduate with tens of thousands in loans. That affects their ability to buy homes, start businesses, or even start families. Free college could reduce that burden significantly.
True, but I still think there should be some form of contribution from students. Maybe a small fee or requirement to work in public service for a few years after graduating, like teaching or healthcare.
That's actually a great middle ground. Free tuition in exchange for service could make the system more sustainable and ensure graduates give back to society.
At the end of the day, the goal should be making education accessible without making people go broke. Whether it's free or just more affordable, we need change.
Whether it's
Yeah, no one should have to choose between getting a degree and being in debt for 20 years.
Exactly. Education is an investment in the future, not just for individuals, but for society as a whole.
Investment in the future and not just, forgot it, and not just individualistic. I'm not sure. I'll just write this. We'll start speaking. The lecture was mainly about cost of college and 3 speakers were involved in it. Firstly, the speaker 1 said that I have been thinking a lot lately about the cost of college, and I honestly think college should be free, at least for public university. So many people who can't afford it right now, and people graduate with tons of thousands of debts. Whether it is free or affordable, we need the change. Then the speaker 2 started by saying someone has to pay for the professors, and if students don't pay, wouldn't that burden fall on the taxpayers? That's a common argument, but I don't buy it, and there should be some form of contribution from the students as well. Exactly, and education is an investment in the future and not just individual. In the end, the speaker 3 said that it is just about shifting priority in the national budget, and that's actually a great middle ground and ensure graduates give back to society. Overall, this lecture was mainly discussed by 3 speakers, and they all talked about the cost of college. Approximately 50-55 seconds should be more than enough, especially when I've written or spoken something that's exactly matching the audio content. Well, see, it will probably take 5 to 8 seconds on an average to give you the scores, because we're running a lot in the background. Fluency 5, that's very, very important. And content is not 5, content is 6. That's also very, very important. Monotone, you don't worry, probably I was trying to focus more on the camera. As a result, probably would have gotten a little up and down. Don't worry, I can speak in a way it says large pitch variation detected 0. So ensure large pitch variation detected is 0. Something like, I've been thinking a lot about the cost of college lately. I honestly think college should be free, at least for public university. Something like this you speak, it comes as 0. But context 6 out of 6 can only happen when you write not this much, at least 10 to 12 sentences. So here I've taken first, second, third, fourth, 5 sentences for speaker 1. 1 is going to be a big sentence, 2, 3, 4 sentences for speaker 2, and 2 big sentences for speaker 3. So it's approximately 11 to 12 sentences. This will ensure you get 6 out of 6, especially when you need 88. You got to do this, then only the marks will be guaranteed. Respond to situation we have. Answer short question not needed. It's not important. You don't need to practice also. It's not going to give you any mark, probably 1 mark to listening. Respond to situation, they're going to give you a question which itself will have 3 parts. You just have to answer each and every part. There will be for sure 3 things. You answer 3 things, you'll get full scores. When you answer, try to identify the keywords in the lecture and try to speak them back so that you get 6 out of 6. But in our portal, anywhere between 5 and above for the content is a great score. But fluency, make sure it is 4.5 and above for respond to situation. Let's randomly take a question, probably declining a refund request. I'm just starting it. Customer requests a refund, but company policy states refunds are only available for defective.
Requests a refund, but company policy states that refunds are only available for defective products, and their item is not defective.
Not defective.
How do you respond?
Such words. The 3 things. Hi customer, I am aware that you are asking for a refund for a product which is not defective. But however, I would like to enlighten you about the company policy, which clearly says refunds are available only for defective products, and for non-defective products it is not. Let's start. Let me cook some story. Hi customer, I'm aware that you are requesting a refund for a product which is not defective. However, I would like to highlight that company policy clearly mentions that refunds are only available for the defective products, and I would like to tell you that the product that you're asking for a refund is not defective. I really hope you have read the refund policy before making a payment. As a result, this would not be eligible for the refund, and the item is not defective. As a result, I would politely request you to understand this and not ask for the refund again, as it is not a defective product. I tried my best. It's okay. I just cooked up some story, but if you properly observe, I was trying to reiterate with the exact keywords that I identified in the beginning. So it's fluency 5 to 5. Context, like I told you, anything above 5 is a great score, and pronunciation 4.6. Monotone, yes, this is the way you do it. You take up the question, identify some keywords. There will be 3 parts. Address the 3 parts with a flow. You will get 6 out of 6 for the content. I really hope this was an informative content. If you believe the same, like, share and subscribe, and leave your valuable comments in the comment section. With this, I'll park the video here. This is Nakul, Nakul, signing off from SKILLS PTE Academic. Soon we'll be back. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Thanks much.